Peace, peace. I want to welcome y'all to Dr. Yakai's Health and Wellness Detoxification Institute here in Florissant, Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri. Hey, look, come check me out. You have basically where you first come in there, we got a little sitting area right here. You see all the lockers right here because people do saunas here. They do infrared light therapy. They do a bunch of stuff that require them to take their initial clothes off and to put on robes. So we got the lockers where you can put your purse, you can put your bags and stuff at. Then we got the counter. Back here is where you do all your checking out at. You sign all of your forms, just everything. Because anytime you come, this is a membership. You got to sign off on stuff. You know what I'm saying? Then you walk here. So this is the waiting room before you get welcome to the back. So this is the first waiting room. Then once you get in, you come sit down in a common area. And then once we call you, you do the first room. This is called a Bioscan analyzer room. So the Bioscan analyzer room, you stand up on Stycool, or you can put on some spandex, something, whatever you're comfortable with, and man will strip down to their boxers. You stand on here, and then it shoots an infrared light within your tissues, and what it does is it measures your body fat composition, and then it gives you a risk analysis. So it tells you how close you is to heart attack, stroke, to even cancer, and then from there it prints you out your risk analysis plus a preventative type of plan. So basically, if it says you have visceral fat building up on your liver, it'll give you some indications on a liver plan. I take that plan and then I'll make it more specific, and then now you know what to eat to get rid of fatty liver disease. Get it? Then the second room, this is our manual lymphatic drainage room. And the reason why we say it's manual because the suit actually do all the lymphatic massages. So you come up in here, you will lay on this sound acoustic bed. And as you land on the sound acoustic bed, you will get inside of this suit. We got the lower level and we got the top level right here. And what this does is while you're listening to acoustics and while you're getting vibrational frequencies and you listening to the frequencies, you mainly moving your lymphatic system through your whole body. Everybody know what I teach is that the blood is what feeds the cells, the nutrients and the oxygen of the body. The lymphatic system is what cleanses the actual body. Then the nerves is what talks and communicate with the cells of the body. So this is a detoxification institute, and everything we do here is actually structured around detoxification. So this will be one of my favorite rooms because this mainly moves your detoxification system, which is what we call the great lymphatic system. Next is what we call the post-electrical magnetic frequency room. So your body deals with 150 trillion cells. Each of your cells have a negative and a positive charge on them. What this does is this alkaline the blood and keep the blood actually repelling from themselves. Your blood cells are not supposed to touch each other, and that causes blood clotting. In certain cases, it can lead up to leukemia, sickle cell anemia, or just being anemic. It can basically deteriorate the heme group, and then you get rid of all of your iron, all of that. So what this does is, if you look at a red blood cell, the actual membrane of a blood cell is negatively charged. Well, in magnetism, negative plus another negative actually repel itself. When the polarity of the cells flip because of acidity, what happens is they stick together. So what this do is this come through and it charges the red blood cells back negative, and it causes them to separate. That way you're not dealing with thrombosis or any of those blood clots, and they help alkaline the blood. So this is an amazing machine. I love it. If you come actually look at it, it shows you the time you can be on it. It shows you the pulse frequency that it gives you and the actual magnetic field strength, showing you that this is a magnetic field bed. Now, and the reason why it's pulse because it gives you positive charges, and that's the reason why we plug it into the wall. But if you look in our next room, we have an actual magnetic plate that gives you negative charge. So we are positively charge the cells, then we are alkaline the cells, and we're negatively charged. This right here is what you'll call a cold plunger. So we get in here to put you under stress, to raise your cortisol, to help you release what you'll call dopamine and serotonin. Basically, we put you in this tank, we fill it up, it gets 50 degrees temperature, it gets very, very cold. Some people go down to 30 degrees. And what it does is it initiates something called cold shock proteins. And what cold shock proteins do is it basically activates the immune system, or what I call the great lymphatic defense system, to get everything in circulation. Whether we're talking about T cells, B cells, macrophages, lymphocytes, phagocytes, all of them start getting initiated and goes into the bloodstream and then begin your healing process. So if you truly want to detox and feel better and get a good serotonin and dopamine release to make you focus and make you feel happy throughout the day, I suggest in the rising time you get in a cold plunge. If somebody can't afford something like this, we say just take cold showers for 3 minutes or get into some cold water in your tub and you will get that same effect. This is a little bit more on the medical grade side, but that's what it do. So we got cold plunge in here at the facility as well. This right here is my favorite. This is one of my big hyperbaric oxygen chamber tanks. This thing is humongous. It can hold up to 3 people. It got a TV in there so you can watch Dr. Yakai, or who they call YahkiAwakened. You can watch all of my lectures and everything. This is state of the art, but the only thing about this is it don't give you 100% oxygen like the single unit do. This only gives you 96% oxygen, and then the Hypermax only gives you 92% oxygen. But again, we only breathe in 21% oxygen at best. So 96, 92, and 100 is like crazy. So yeah, we're gonna have to get up in here. It's amazing. So this is my live and dry blood analysis room where I take samples of your blood. I put them under a $100,000 microscope, a $50,000 microscope, and then a custom-made $100,000 microscope. And basically, I look at your blood, and we learn that the life of the flesh is actually in the blood. From looking at your blood, I can tell you if you're leaking protein. I can tell if you got what you'll call intercellular parasites. I can tell you if you lacking oxygen. I can tell you if you're going through states of oxidation, if you need more sunlight. Literally, by looking at your blood, I can tell you everything. So this will be, by far my favorite room inside of the actual clinic, other than the lymphatic massage and the cold plunger. So this is our oxygen bar where we use AquaCare. We use a bunch of hydrogenated systems, but basically you get a bunch of oxygen and a bunch of hydrogen. You can sit down, you can plug these up, you can talk to your friends. We got 4 of these units after they cleaned out, and you basically just breathe in a bunch of Brown's gas. And you breathe it in, it feeds your cells a bunch of oxygen, and it just replenishes your blood and alkaline your tissues and alkaline your body. So we call this the oxygen bar. We actually need to open this up ASAP because we got all of the units. We just ain't put it all together because we be so busy with every other room. So everybody calls this a tanning bed, but this is not a tanning bed. This is actually called near infrared light therapy. This gives you 650 to 850 mm's of light. This is beautiful because it gives you the electrical magnetic grid frequencies and power and colors of the sun. We all know that we will not survive without sunlight. When you look at sunlight, sunlight gives plants something called photosynthesis, where they get all their nutrients from the soil, and they are able to convert all of that over to actually exhale oxygen, for we can breathe in oxygen. So without sunlight, we don't get oxygen. Not only that, without sunlight and photosynthesis, plants don't get to uptake those minerals and then change them over to a type of mineral that your body can assimilate with. So that's what photosynthesis do. With humans, the actual sun give us something called biophotosynthesis, or what you'll call biophotomodulations, which we go through photosynthesis, but since we human beings, we go through photosynthesis in a different way. If you look at all of your cells, every last one of your cells has something called chromophores in them, and that means that it's a receptor for light. So every cell in your body have a receptor in it for sunlight. That's how essential sunlight is. So when you lack in the sun, or it's a cloudy day outside, or you just not getting what you need from the sun because you're not in it and you working a 9 to 5 or whatever may have you, we have a bed that you can come sit on. You lay on it, and it literally imitates the sun, and it'll give you those same frequencies that the sun will give you. And that's what it looked like. Beautiful spectrum. 15 minutes a day will change your life. We know that the sunlight is what helps us release calcium and magnesium and phosphorus to build strong bones. We know that their mitochondria need sunlight to produce ATP, or what you'll call adenosine triphosphate. You need sunlight for your melanin. You need sunlight for your glandular highway and your endocrine system. It's called the circadian rhythm. You need the awakening sleep pattern, and sunlight is what does that. And this thing imitates the sun to a T. It's an amazing machine, and we've seen a lot of healing come from this machine right here. So this is the Beamer machine. This do the same thing as the post-electrical magnetic frequency room, but it's much quicker. You sit on it, you make sure that you get skin contact with the actual pads, and then it shoots all of these negative frequencies into the cells to help you separate blood cells, to help alkaline the blood, to help circulate minerals. This thing is amazing, and all you need is a quick 10 minutes of this. Rather, on the actual post-electrical magnetic frequency bed, you need about 40 to 30 minutes. So we just got a bunch of the same different units because we have hundreds and hundreds of people that come in here weekly that we got to deal with. And this is the Beamer. I love the Beamer. So this is the Iridology room plus the teeth analysis room. So you can come in here, you can sit down. We actually got tools that we read your eyes with, and you know the eyes are the window to the soul. It's called Iridology. I literally can see what's going on, whether you have strong genes, weak genes, strong constitutions, or weak constitutions, by taking photographic pictures of your eyes and then reading your iris patterns. So if you look at the actual chart, it can show you, like for instance, if I see what you would call a protrusion or a lacuna down here, something that's going on with your adrenals and your kidneys. So I can read your eyes and tell you everything that's going on with you. Also, the same thing is with your teeth. I can check your teeth, which one is missing, whether it's 32 all the way to 25, and based on that teeth, there's a meridian pathway or a nerve that leads to a certain organ. And we see that a lot in cancer patients that come here where they have a bunch of metal and mercury in their mouth sitting on a certain meridian line, and whatever on the meridian line is where they get cancer at. So it's like no coincidence that your mouth literally is the entryway to your body, and if your mouth is in bad health, then your body is in bad health. So that's what we do here. So if you look at what we do is when you come in, we do a whole health assessment. Then based off your health assessment, I will look through everything, look at your blood work, because we do blood work, we do IV therapy, we do all of that. Then once I get everything I need, I will build you a plan that specifically caters to you and your needs, and then I'll give you your herbal protocols. Next, we have the medical grade near infrared sauna. This is an amazing sauna. It goes all the way up to 200 and something degrees. We got a radio in here. You get up in here, and again, it's medical grade, and you sweat out toxins. This thing is amazing. The skin is the largest organ on the body. Not only that, it's your largest detoxification organ on the body. Whenever your kidneys or your adrenals or your lymphatic system is not working properly, even your colon, what happens is your skin start acting as a limited pathway. So we use that for that. So anybody that need to get rid of any skin issues, or you got metabolic byproducts and waste built up from eating unnatural foods, or just anything dealing with regular environmental pollutants and toxins, the infrared sauna is very good for that. 3 times a week, make sure that you shoot to over 170 degrees, and you do it for at least 21 minutes out of those 3 times. It's called the hypermax, or what you would call exercise with oxygen therapy. The whole thing is to put your body under stress where you can start gasping for that air, and then it loads your bloodstream and it loads your plasma and your cells with a bunch of oxygen. So the main thing I really focus on in this clinic is oxygen. Of course, it's detoxification, but it's oxygen and light and magnetism, because these are the 3 things that you need to heal the body. You need sunlight, or you need red light spectrum, you need oxygen, and you need grounding, which is magnetism. If you can incorporate those 3 things into your lifestyle, it'll help you detox and to bring your body into a state of what we call homeostasis. So exercising with oxygen is a good thing because it lets you load oxygen while you're under stress, which help push that oxygen into the cells even faster.
So Dr. Yahki, what was your awakening moment?
My awakening moment, and when I knew that healing had to be a way of life for me, is I suffered from a heart attack when I was 21, running around in the streets of St. Louis, doing recreational drugs, doing things I wasn't supposed to be doing, smoking a lot of marijuana, and drinking a whole lot of alcohol. I ended up developing scar tissue on my liver and on my heart. And I suffered from a heart attack. Well, let me not say I suffered from a heart attack. I attacked my own heart from my diet and just breaking the natural laws of nature. Went to the hospital, and it scared me straight. This is the first time in my life because I thought I was going to die many times being in the streets of St. Louis and just doing what I was doing. But this is the first time where I actually value life. The doctors was like, you can potentially die from this, and it scared me straight. I got home. I threw away all of my medications because, you know, when you're dealing with medications and you taking it, the side effects from a lot of the blood medications I was on, it kept me from circulating blood properly, so I couldn't even get an erection when I wanted to. So, you know, remind you, I'm 21. So basically, it made me start seeking natural ways to heal myself. So I found somebody. Of course, Dr. Sabi popped up, inspired me. I got to learning about herbs. I got to learning about nutrition, took a bunch of courses, a bunch of classes, went to school, etc., etc. And I basically created my own detoxification protocol, and I went on juice, 100% fruit juice for 120 days, and it healed my entire body. I did not have scar tissue on my heart anymore after 4 months. The scarring on my liver went away. I was able to breathe better. I lost all of that weight. If y'all look at my old pictures, I used to be fat. I lost all that weight and I healed myself. And that's when I knew, okay, turning back to nature and going back to a very simplistic diet is what we needed. So after I healed myself, I healed a bunch of people around me, healed a bunch of family members, and I said, I think I need to take this worldwide. So I started in St. Louis, ended up connecting with a basketball player, helped facilitate his healing. He ended up getting rid of something that was supposed to be incurable. He got rid of it, and he gave me my first lump sum of money, and he sponsored my first actual lecture here in St. Louis, and I blew up after that. So I think my point was me just being at the lowest of the lowest, almost on a deathbed. I said I got to do something, and the medicine wasn't working because on the medicine, all of the side effects from the medicine helped contribute to the scar tissue that was developing on my heart in the first place.
Dr. Yahki, I'm starting to notice a uptick on younger people or people in their early 30s and approaching early 40s going to dialysis and having CHF and COPD, which would traditionally be for the elderly community. How do you feel about that?
Well, if you start looking around, you know, disease, so-called disease, is attacking people. I don't want to say attack because we are actually allowing these diseases to manifest in our body. But you are starting to see a lot of younger generations of people that have CFS, that have COPD, that's on kidney dialysis because our genetics is getting weaker and weaker because we're not turning back and we're not eating the right diets. You got to think about, you know, these industries. We got air pollutants, environmental pollutants. You have sodas, which is very, very bad on the kidneys. You have all of these things and toxins and molds that we're breathing in through the air, which is very bad on our respiratory system. And then, of course, we got all of these other things like cleaning products and all of the oils, these hydrogenized oils, or what I'm going to call seed oils, which is very, very bad for the nervous system. So when you look at the standard American diet and where we at today, the reason why younger people having all of these what we would call older people diseases is because the older ones are now changing their diet, or they sticking to the same diets, and their genes are way stronger. And the younger people are now eating 100% processed foods and living 100% synthetic processed lifestyle, so they susceptible to these so-called disease even more. And think about it, dialysis is kidney disease. The only time they put you on dialysis is when you in stage 4 kidney failure or more, and you stop urinating or your kidneys stop filtrating and purifying your blood. And the number one things that stop that from happening is processed foods and inflammation and acidity. So we are embracing this acid lifestyle or this death culture, and it's time to just change the culture. And I think once we make being healthy cool, once we make being healthy a trend, and the younger people start looking at it like it's a cool thing to do instead of drinking lean and smoking weed and cigarettes and drinking alcohol all day, I think we'll see a big shift in the consciousness of our people.
So, Dr. Yahki, while we're on the topic of dialysis, how do you feel about dialysis?
I think dialysis is a good thing short term. I think dialysis is a good thing with people with stage 5 kidney failure, and their kidneys are dependent on the actual machine to filtrate their blood so they can receive a bunch of oxygen to be utilized inside of the bloodstream. But for people that's in stage 1, stage 2, 3, and even a lot of cases in stage 4, the body is a regenerative organ. It can regenerate itself. If you look at what a dialysis machine does, is it literally purifies the blood. You have herbs that purify the blood. You have bloodroot, you have burdock root, you have fenugreek, you have bugleweed, you have red clover flower buds, you have sarsaparilla, you have chaparral, you have so many herbs that's naturally, that can actually cleanse the blood without all the side effects, which is what dialysis does. It cleanses the blood, but then the kidneys become dependent on it. So a lot of people that get on dialysis, they lose their urge to urinate, and then they stop urinating because they're completely dried up, because they're not using any of those things, because their kidneys and their whole renal system become dependent on a machine. So me, since I'm a part of the holistic community and I look for other alternative natural ways to, facilitate healing in the body, I would say if you in stage 1 to stage 4 and they got you on water restriction, I don't know what your water restriction requirements might be. They have you on a phosphorus restriction or something like that. Let's do a whole analysis on you, and it may be ways where we can work together where you stay on your dialysis and then we cleanse your blood with the herbs, and then you work your way up to where they start weaning you off the machine. And we see a lot of people get off the machine and is able to get their kidneys back that way. We have to remember that God created our bodies to regenerate itself. Your liver regenerates itself. You can cut the liver in half and it'll fully regenerate itself within 18 months. Your bones regenerate themselves. Every cell dies and go through a stage called autophagy where it recycle and regenerate itself. So we're talking about detoxification and regenerative theologies and cases here. So you have the capability, but you can't get off the machine and stay eating the chicken. You can't get off the machine and stay drinking the soda pop. You can't get off the machine and stay drinking the alcohol and eating the processed foods and not being in nature and being away from the sun and being away from magnetism. If you want to get off the machine, you have to go back to nature. And we're starting to see this whole society where it's nature versus the what? The machine. So I believe it's possible. We do it all the time here. It's just that, do you believe it's possible, and or are you willing to bet on yourself, and do you have the discipline and willing to sacrifice your lower animalistic nature to see if these things even work? Foods that are killing our community: highly protein, acidic foods that are acidic and mucus forming. These are your meats. These are your dairy products. Processed foods, foods that are made in laboratories. These are foods that do not come from original source and God did not create them. Drinks that is not water, or that is not alkaline forming drinks that come from your fruits. Things that have high corn syrup in it. Anything that have adjectives and preservatives. These foods are killing you. Last but not least, which I think is the most of what I see when I check blood in my blood analysis room, we see all of these hydrogenized, oxidized oils and lipids inside of the systems, or what I call cholesterol plaque buildup inside of blood, is what I'm going to call hydrogenized seed oils. The seed oil is killing you. It is one of the number one cause to heart disease. Frying our foods. If you look into nature, nature do not fry their foods. You never see a pot and pan in nature. If you look into nature, the things that look like and assimilate with you closely, which will be the primate family, they eat fruits, they eat vegetables, they eat herbs. And sometimes you will see them eating ants and stuff like that when they're foraging and they can't get all the nutrition they need. Other than that, they are frugivore and plant-based by nature. We are a plant-based people, and when we go outside of that dynamic, you start seeing dis-ease. So, and these things are scientifically proven. I wrote a book called Healing the Illusion We Call Disease, the Bible of Health, for a reason, and it goes through all of these different things. $10 million on a facility. Yes. So when you start looking at what we did, we have an 18,000 square feet building that we turned into a fully operational clinic, a fully operational detoxification institute, and a fully operational studio. Not only that, this is a part of a 10-acre farm with a beautiful home on it that have 6 bedrooms and 6 baths. And not only that, we have the actual warehouse, the functioning size that create all of the natural healing herbs and medicines to go with it. So, when y'all hear $10 million, y'all just speaking about one building. No, when we say $10 million facility, we're talking about a 22,000 square feet urban warehouse where we sell millions of orders out. Millions of dollars worth of orders, literally 1,000, 2,000, sometimes even 5,000 orders a week in a facility. Then that helps fund another facility that we opened up. Now you can come here and get your healing. You can get your health assessments. We can create you protocols, and you can leave with your herbs from the 22,000 square foot warehouse. What they produce, you can come get them from here. And then if you need to stay because you have an ailment that you really want to isolate on, and you have family members or somebody that's getting away your healing, you can come to a farm. You can stay at our house, and we take a beautiful shuttle to come pick you up, to bring you to this facility for you can get on your therapies, get the herbs. So when you look at what I did, I created a pyramid, and there's 4 sides to this pyramid, but it all go to one point. And that point is what we call a $10 million infrastructure, $10 million facility that I put all of my liquid money, liquid cash in to help our community and help our people. And to be honest with you, it was more than 10 million. I was just being modest. Why are my products and why is my services so expensive? Because I paid a lot of money. I put blood, sweat, and tears in this, and this is all I do, and I have to feed my family. I done gave y'all 100% of me, 100% of my mind, my capacity, everything. Everything I got, y'all get. So y'all got to pay for my time. I put videos out there, millions of hours of studies out there for free. So you don't even have to buy from me. I even tell you how to make your own herbs. So for anybody that's talking about my price high, this is a multi-million-dollar industry, and we have millions of followers and millions of people buy from me. So, you know, the people that be saying stuff like that is just people that is not at the same frequency as me, and that's cool. I got thousands of videos out there for you can watch for free. You can learn to be your own healer. For people in St. Louis, this is my hometown. I'm here. I'm never leaving this place. My headquarters here. Yes, I got real estate everywhere else, but this is where we building at. This is what I call ground zero. My community that I'm building right now is in St. Louis. So anybody that come here, if you got Missouri on your passport, if you got the Missouri on your license or on your ID, you automatically get a 10% discount on anything here. Just show up. You know, we open on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. It's by appointment only. But if you have the Missouri label on your actual license, pull up on us on our opening days. Somebody come to the door, we'll get your information, we'll get you in, where you can come look around, look at the therapies, get your therapies. You can look at some herbs, you can buy some herbs, and you can take them home with you. I'm not here to rob my people. I'm here to help heal my people. I've never been a scammer. I've never took money from anybody. I'm out here building a whole community and lifestyle for us. I could have took all this money I made and went off on a yacht somewhere in Miami. Y'all never hear or see of me again. But, you know, I didn't do that because I'm at service and I'm here for my people. And that's just the truth.